Gentlemen, in the last 2 years, I have approached 2,600 girls. I've gone on 347 dates. I've slept with 45 of those girls. I have dated 177 of those girls. And what you're going to see here is absolutely insane because it's like 2 years of full game knowledge of approaching girls in an unedited, fully raw way. You are going to see all of that condensed into 1 hour training. So first of all, I respect the fact that fucking I haven't seen shit with this. Anyways, I respect the fact that you clicked in a 1 hour long video, especially nowadays everyone is just shorts, like short attention span. And you probably understand that for you to learn this skill, especially about approach anxiety, about what to say to the girls, about the texting with the girls, about how to open her in terms of your body language when you're walking in the street, you understand that you need to get deep into the knowledge and really understand it. And that's usually how long form content works, right? So props to you for that. And yeah, I guarantee if you finish this video to the end, which by the way, it's part of my paid community, but I'm just sharing it for free for you. I guarantee you're going to see some results with girls, whether you're just starting out now or whether you've been doing this for 2 or 3 years or even more. You're still going to find some nuggets inside because it's a conglomerate of all of my experience. The last 2 years has been absolutely insane. I've been fucking obsessed with this. And by the way, as you can see here on the screen, I have proof for all of this, okay? These are just some of the pictures that I have, okay? This is my date calendar in June 2024, May 2025, September 2025. These are my 2,600 plus recordings of dates, conversations, and physical escalation with women. I have hundreds of text screenshots, plus I have documented my journey from month number 5 on YouTube daily blogs, where I share my struggles, my learnings, and literal recordings of me getting late with funny sex sounds. And you're going to have that as well in this 1 hour training. You have some of the listening to my approaches as well. So yeah, hope, gentlemen, that you find this valuable. And yeah, see you inside. By the way, if you want to learn more about this, you will have it like in the link in the description. You can have all of the notes as well, all of the more recordings, more date recordings, everything, right? But I think this training just by itself is going to be very insane for you. Just put out some time aside, watch it, and I guarantee, gentlemen, you're going to see results when you apply it with girls, all right? Take care. Hope truly that this helps you. Gentlemen, this is North Neck. Jokes completely aside, my neck is absolutely fucked up. I don't know what happened. I have some inflammation in my vertebrae. It doesn't let me move properly, and also every time I speak, I have intense nerve pain. But I believe in my true heart, in my true core, that keeping your word is one of the most important things you can do in your life as a man. And that's pretty much the whole reason why we are here. The main reason why I have approached so many girls and I've gotten some good results. I fucked so many girls these last 2 years and I've gone on so many fucking dates is because I've always sticked to my word. If I said I was going to do this, I did it. Right? So that's why with this fucking pain I just bought this so I can record this first module for you. So I stick to my word. And you are going to benefit from this immensely, gentlemen. I've already prepared the full course outline. By the way, when I'm fully recovered from this, well, not fully, when I'm actually starting to get recovered, I will start recording all of the modules, which, by the way, again, it's fully ready, fully prepared. And let me tell you this, gentlemen, I've spent thousands of dollars on coaching in different areas of my life, including game. And the course I'm putting together, it's going to be fucking absolutely insane. You are going to fucking love it, all right? If you're a man that wants to get more truly beautiful, feminine women, young women, either just for fucking or just also to keeping them, to build families, to have plenty of kids with them, this course is going to be fucking insane for you, okay? You are going to cover everything that actually matters. We are going to go from the very first approach to all of the data escalation, physical escalation, all of the looks maxing, all of the belief system, all of everything that actually matters, all of the texting. I had 100 screenshots ready for you that I've been, while I was in bed all of these days with my fucking neck like this, I was, taking a look at all of the conversations with girls. I have 2,600 recordings of conversations, which, by the way, we are going to see today, listen to those recordings today in this call. So yeah, it's going to be fucking insane, all right? And it's going to be ready in the next days. As soon as I get recovered, everything is going to be in the community. Now, for this first module today, okay, I was thinking, what should I include as this kind of, neck paralytic module? What's going to be about? I thought maybe foundations, maybe module 0 foundations, belief system, all of these things, which by the way are absolutely crucial and important, but you want something actionable now, right? I want you, gentlemen, when you watch this full video, and by the way, you're going to see now the action steps after watching this video, I want you to take action as soon as fucking possible so you can change your life, so you can date beautiful women as soon as fucking possible, all right? I'm building, again, at the end of this video, we are going to be building together an accountability system so it forces you automatically to take action and achieve the results and get the girls you want in life. So make sure you watch this completely. You're going to have all of the information you need to get started. Doesn't matter if you are just starting out now with day game or with cold approaching or with girls in general. Also, if you've been approaching girls for 7 fucking years, we are still going to cover important things that you probably haven't thought of yet. So this is still going to be fucking important for all of you. Okay. By the way, I will have some cuts in the middle of the video just to breathe a little bit more and give some recovery to my neck. So, what are we going to cover in this video? We are going to go and we are going to build your own script, okay, for approaching girls. We are going to use artificial intelligence because I don't want everyone in this community to have exactly the same script. And I'm sure you gentlemen don't want this neither, okay? Or either, whatever it is. We want to have exclusive scripts, each of us, that all of these scripts work, right? So we are all, special in our own ways. Then, again, at the end, we will build accountability system. We are going to go over some theory here. We are going to see my script. We are going to listen to some of my approaching recordings, which we have. Okay, we have here. We are going to see some of my notes that I've been taking over the last years in terms of improving my approaching. We're going to see my scripts. We're going to see every fucking thing here. All right? Now, let's go back to the introduction. Okay? Purpose of this module, as I just said, I want you to take action at the end of this module, building your own script live, and also we are going to build together an accountability system so it forces you and it makes it inevitable that you're going to get the results you want. All right? So, first of all, before going into the script structure, there are many things, okay, that I've learned over the last years. And by the way, I've learned from many people, from many mentors, right? The last 2 years, I've been obsessing over game, right? I've learned London Day Game Model, Mystery Method, and the game, Neil Strauss. I've learned from different people. And what I'm going to share with you is everything that has worked for me. I've taken the best from all of these mentors. I have applied my own system, and this is going to be the summary of that system. All right? Especially for the approaching. Again, you're going to have way more things when the full course is ready. So, what I truly believe in my core as well is that the most important thing when approaching girls is not actually what you say, but it's obviously how you say it. So basically your non-verbal communication. Now, here is what most people get wrong. For you to have a nice non-verbal communication, which let's just explain quickly what that is, or what elements, right? We have body language, and actually we can just put it here. We have body language. Let's do commanding body language. We have eye contact. We have a smirk or smile. We have sexual intensity. And then we have vocal tone as well, which is, by the way, very important. And you are going to have as well a training on how to improve your voice, which I've done over the last years immensely. All right? You will have it in this community as well. So these are the main things for your body language. So you need to get these things right. All right? Now, the problem. Most people cannot focus on how you are looking at the girl, or let me get a little bit closer so I can see things better. I'm like a fucking grandpa with this neck thing now. Anyways. By the way, this is going to be fully raw, fully transparent. I'm just going to be spreading my knowledge with you. I don't have much structure. So yeah, if you want to take notes, you can. But it's going to be just raw knowledge. I'm not just reading fucking teleprompter things or anything, all right? So, we have, again, body language, eye contact, smirk, smile, sexual intensity, and vocal tone. For you to focus on those things, you cannot focus on those things if you are thinking, fuck, what do I say next, right? Imagine you are speaking with a girl in front of you, right? If you are thinking, fuck, what do I say next? I just told her she's cute, but now she's told me thank you, and I don't know what to say. Right? Then you're not going to be focusing on how is your eye contact with her, how is your body posture, how is your vocal tone. You're not going to be focusing on your poses because you're fucking on your fucking head. That's why I believe that for you to focus on the most important things, which again is the non-verbals, for you to focus on this, you need to have a script. Something that you say pretty much to every fucking girl. Alright? The same lines, pretty much the same conversation. Because once you have said the exact same things so many times, you have mastered how to say each thing. You know where to look when you are saying this. How to make your eye contact with more sexual intensity on the set. Because again, you already have confidence of what you are going to say. All right? So we are going to be building on a special script for you. And by the way, this is going to be the same structure as well for dating, like for the dates as well, right? We're going to have a building your own date structure. This is what I've done, and this is why I've been able to scale so many dates and so many approaches and so many girls fucked. All right? So that's why we are building our script first. So we are going to memorize it as well. We are going to practice it in front of the mirror, and we are going to cover these things at the end of this video. And then when you are going to approach these girls, you are going to already have practiced many things in the mirror as well. Okay? So, script structure. There are many people that say, you have to have different fucking openers, different fucking pre-openers, then you have vibing, you have stacking, you have investment. I basically have summarized and just make short my own strategy to these 5 things. Okay, the pre-open, which the purpose of this is to make sure the girl is paying attention to you. So if you are telling her, I think you look cute, and you just say, which by the way, that thing is the open, right? I think you look cute. We are going to talk about openness now, but yeah. If you say, I think you look cute, and that's the first thing you say, sometime if the girl is still, turning towards you, probably she's going to say, what? I didn't hear you. Can you repeat? So that's not a good answer, by the way. So that's why we have the pre-open, which is a fucking way just to make sure we have the full attention and divided attention of the girl before we deliver our compliment on our opening line. All right? So the pre-open, that's something like, hey, excuse me, I hope you speak English. Right? You can also, do you speak English? These are the most simple one. It works. Again, you can change yours. We are going to talk about it later. Open would be something like, I saw you walking by. I thought you look cute. Again, pretty generic, but that's the open. Here we have the stack. Why the stack exists is because with the open, once you deliver the compliment, most of the time, you're just going to get, oh, thank you. She's going to say thank you, which, by the way, is not a bad answer. It's a nice answer. You're going to find that some girls are interested and they say thank you, and some of them are uninterested and still say thank you. That's why we are going to have the stack, just to make sure if she's actually interested or not, and also try to build some attraction in the conversation, right? We are going to make the conversation flow without asking questions, at least in the beginning, all right? Because you don't want to just be interviewing girls in the fucking middle of the street. That's why we have the stack. Now, the stack basically is assumptions. That's pretty much all the stack is. You're going to make assumptions about the girl that is going to force in some way natural conversation. So this is like this concept, engineering serendipity. So it's going to look like it's natural conversation, but you are actually doing the job and the work prior, because you're going to be preparing your own stacks, right? Then we are going to have, by the way, 3 stacks. Okay, and if the girl is not engaging in the conversation after 3 stacks, then pretty much done. I mean, we are going to talk about some exceptions, right? Then we have normal conversation. All right, just here you can ask questions, just be fucking normal. We are going to talk about what to talk in the approach as well. And here we have the close, which is basically going for the contact details. All right, this is the most simplified version, which is what actually scales and what actually works. You're not going to need more advanced stuff, gentlemen. Right? Now, what to talk about in the normal conversation? These are usually the topics. We have her mood, okay, which is, where is she coming from or where is she going to? And by the way, this here is going to help us find out her logistics. So basically, maybe she's free after, maybe she's free now, maybe she's just a tourist in town. All right? So with this question, we are going to know if you could actually have an instant date with her now, and that could lead to you fucking her that same day, which is called a same day lay or a same day delay. All right? Depending if you meet her later the same day. So this is important. Then you can talk about what does she do for a living, okay, and why does she does that, right? Where is she from and why did she move? What does she do for fun? So you can just talk about this. By the way, in terms of duration of the conversation with the girl, you don't need to have a fucking 10-20 minute interaction, right? For me, what I found sweet spot between 2 minutes and 7 minutes. If my set is going around 7 minutes, I would do 2 things. One of them, if I have found out the logistics, all right, which is where is she coming from or going to, if I kind of know she's free now, then I would go for an instant date. All right? If she's, let's do free. Now, if she's not free, and by the way, you are not asking this, because now by the way, are you free now? No. You're just finding out indirectly what is she doing. So if she's not free, what the fuck is happening? I don't know what's happening with this. Then you just go for the close, right? If it's over 7 minutes and I don't think she's free, I'm going to eject. I will get contact details and I will go, right? Because then it looks like you have all the fucking time in the world, which is not a high value man thing, right? So either you take her on an instant date or you just get the contact details and go. That's usually what has worked for me. Now, I know some people that they do 15-minute sets, 20-minute sets. All right, that's just not my style. And also, when I'm doing high volume of sets, if I already have this girl kind of interested and I know she cannot go on a date now, what's the fucking point on continue speaking with her? We have to build curiosity on her brain. So if you continue talking and talking and talking, that's some of the curiosity that you're not going to have, right? So you want your not most of it, but some of your curiosity to be satisfied in the date, right? That's why we are keeping things to ourselves as well, right? So now that we know this, we are going to build our script live. So I'm going to share with you my script. And again, let me make this clear. This is my script. Now, I'm not saying this just to make it only my own. But if you are a smart gentleman, which definitely you are, you don't want to have the same script, especially my script that I've approached thousands of women. So the likelihood of someone saying the exact same thing as me, especially if you copy exactly what I'm going to say, is going to be higher. Therefore, you're going to be framed as another pickup artist, or so that's why you want to make your own script. Now, I'm going to give you exactly the concepts for making this script now, so it works for you. So, we are going to have in this document, all right, let me get my big fucking head out of the way. So here we are going to have the pre-open. Here we are going to have the open. Here we're going to have the stacks. Or we can do stack 1. Fuck. Stack 1. Stack 2. Stack 3. And then we are going to we will have the close here, and we will have here the normal conversation. All right. Now, again, we are going to cover these things in the future modules. How you can have some investment, some qualifying questions, some fishing for the hook. We are going to have many things here. All right. But again, I want this to keep it simple, and I want you to take action now. All right. So here we have different stacks. Now, for the pre-open, this is basically a way to get girls' attention. Now, here you can say something like, hi. I know this sounds, by the way, I know this sounds stupid, but you can just say hi. You can say, hey, excuse me. You can say, again, I hope you speak English. Or if you speak another language, you can do the same. For example, when I was doing approaches in Spain, which have been a lot of approaches, I used to say, espero que hables español, which basically means, I hope you speak Spanish. All right? And by the way, we are going to give now this to ChatGPT, so it creates different variants of this. All right? Now, the open. So this is, by the way, this is my script, right? Hey, excuse me. I hope you speak English. I just saw you, or I saw you walking by, and I thought you looked absolutely adorable. Right? That's the open here. Now, one of the most typical opens is, I saw you and I think you look cute. I want to come and say hi. Now, what I like is to keep my compliment simple, but at the same time intensified. So instead of saying, I think you look cute, you could say things like, I think you look absolutely adorable, or suspiciously innocent, or curiously attractive. Like, we are going to find out different combinations now. And you're going to do this at home as well, all right? So, here we have the pre-open. Here we have the open, which for now we are going to include this one. And now, for the stacking, here basically is assumptions, all right? Assumptions about the girl. Now, here is where most people fuck up. And some people in the day game space, they tell you, okay, make assumptions, different assumptions of every girl. You have different routines before opening this girl. You are going to read her body language, read her way of walking, which, by the way, we're going to cover in the next modules as well. But most people do this so they can have a specific line to say for each girl, right? I thought your, scarf, rainbow scarf looks nice. The thing is, that's only going to apply for one girl that has that rainbow scarf. My way of seeing this is to have a stack, okay, an assumption that seems personalized but works for every fucking girl, right? So that's why, for example, my stacks are like this, okay? What I noticed about you is that you looked so relaxed that I thought you were either coming from a yoga session or you smoked some weed. And you can just make some variations of this. Now, if you read this, all girls you say this to, it's going to feel personalized to them. But you only have one fucking stack that you are using for all of the fucking girls you're approaching. But for them, it seems personalized, even though it's not. Right? So this way, it's way more scalable. This way, you have practiced this line so many fucking times. This way, you don't need to think. Because some people, again, before approaching a girl, they're just walking past, like, after her for 3 fucking minutes thinking, what the fuck should I say? I need to come up with something clever to tell this girl. Right? And sometimes that leads to that guy not approaching the girl. Either because he gets too much in his head and he's not able to come with a fucking smart line, or because he takes so fucking long to wait, and then when he has his line ready, the girl is already with her friends, or just got in the bus and you cannot approach her, right? That's why we go on speed. We don't need to think about these things. I mean, we need to think about these things once, and then it's a fucking robot. It's automatic, but it's not going to sound automatic and robotic because we are going to craft something that seems personalized and natural. All right? So basically, this is what I say. If the girl is not hooking after this, okay, if she still says, thank you, or something, then I would make another assumption, right? You don't look like you're from here. You have this, Polish or Romanian vibe. And then usually this is going to make, open up a little bit more. Maybe it says, well, I'm actually for this place. I'm actually from here, whatever, right? And then if still that doesn't work, then I'm going for a third stack. By the way, you seem very serious, like a crazy lawyer or an accountant. Right? These are 3 assumptions. Now, let's make variations of these assumptions now. All right? But let's start with the pre-open so we are organized. Let me just click here. I want you to give me different variations of pre-openers when approaching girls in the street. All right? I want it to be a very quick phrase that is going to be able to catch her attention. It's going to be an opening line, and I'm going to give you a couple of examples now. I want you to generate different lines similar to these ones. Let's see what it populates. When I was building my scripts, I was not using these things, by the way. Okay, here you have different ones, right? So here, for example, this is still a pre-opener. Yep. Here as well, it's nice. Now here we're making assumptions. We're going already in stacking. I mean, these are still nice, but what I would suggest, gentlemen, is you have just a clear pre-opener that you use always. So just pick one and use that, right? And this, don't worry if it looks the same as other ones, because everyone is just like, hey, excuse me. Like a normal person when she's talking with someone still uses the excuse me thing. Now, most people or some people here say, yeah, but if you're a high value man, the girl should not be excused of you approaching her, blah, blah, blah. I mean, just be fucking polite. Just have a normal conversation in that sense. You can say, hey, excuse me. There is no a big problem with that. Okay? Again, another thing you could say is just hi. You just say hi, you get in front of the girl, you smile a little bit, and you make a pause, 1-2 seconds pause. That's going to be enough for getting her attention, right? Now you deliver your open. All right. So let's do the same process now, but for a compliment. I want you to give me different variations. Include strong adjectives. I will give you examples. Surprisingly innocent, interestingly pretty. All right. Genuinely adorable, effortlessly beautiful. Right? I mean, there is something really warm about your vibe. Again, here we have the situation of it's better to be direct, in my experience. Right? I've tried direct, I've tried indirect. For me, going direct works better. Right? Now, if you're just going to make your first approaches this week and you have not had any pretty much approaching experience prior to this, and you're having big approach anxiety, then what I'd recommend to you is approach indirectly. All right. So basically, go up to a girl where you are. I mean, when you are in the jewelry store, right? And then you're just telling her, "Sorry, I'm just buying some earrings and some necklaces for my cousin, and I would like to get a female opinion here." Right? So basically, you talk with her a little bit, and this is going to help you overcome that approach anxiety in the beginning. My first 30, 40 approaches were like this. Now, I don't think this is ideal, but I think it's better than doing not approaching or not a single approach because you're feeling too much approach anxiety. So just ask a girl, what's your recommendation? My cousin is like, is blonde. What's the best color to gift her? And then at the end, you can transition to kind of a more direct in the sense of, oh, by the way, I think you're interesting or I think you're cute, and then you go for the contact details. Now, again, this is not ideal, but it's okay for your first approaches. So, for example, there is something really warm about your vibe. It's not too direct, right? And some people may prefer that. In my experience, I prefer, giving a straight compliment. Like, I think you look absolutely adorable, surprisingly beautiful, all of these things. All right? You could still use these things, by the way, as long as it's something kind of direct and it's clear to be a compliment. These are different openers as well that you can use, but the idea here is to have same structure for every girl, so it's scalable and you can practice it so many fucking times. That's the idea. All right. Now let's make some assumptions. We already have and we already know the purpose of this assumption is basically to get the conversation rolling without asking too many interview questions, because you just met this girl, right? So if you're asking questions like you met her like 20 seconds ago, maybe she's feeling like, who the fuck is this guy, right? So if you make assumptions, I think it just gives kind of fuel for the conversation, right? And it's going to look way less needy. So the same thing for the stacking. Let's make different assumptions about the girl. I want the assumptions to seem personalized, but at the same time, I want this to be scalable. Meaning, I want the stacking to be valid for every girl, doesn't or regardless of her style, age, etc. Examples. All right, gentlemen, here you have a lot. Now, something that I recommend as well is including some expressions that are international friendly. So some girls that may not have or may not speak English fluently still are going to understand. right? So for example, if I say this, you give off that I'm nice, but I always get my way vibe. This a girl that doesn't speak proper English is not going to get, right? So I will suggest you choose a stack that is so simple, right? Again, I'm not going to say this is good or this is bad now, because then maybe I just bias your um, the opinion of the viewer in this case, of your opinion, and maybe all of you choose the exact same one. So just like the concept of it, it needs to sound personalized, but but it needs to still be valid for every girl, right? So for example, the one that I use, which is what I noticed about you, is that you looked so relaxed that I thought you were either coming from a yoga session or you just smoked some weed, right? Which is an adaptation of a kind of stacking that I saw a couple of years ago, right? So even if the girl is going very quickly or is pretty much running, my motherfucking ass still delivers this fucking stack. So even if she doesn't look relaxed at all, I still say this. Doesn't matter, because the girl is going to say, "Well, actually, I'm in a rush because well, if they say my boyfriend, that's not a good news, but because my friend is that, right?" So it's still giving you the conversation starter, even if your assumption is not correct. You don't need to make a perfect assumption. You just need to make assumptions that spark the conversation or that start the conversation, right? So you have many assumptions here. Here you're asking questions. Usually I don't love asking questions in the assumptions. Okay. So yeah, just try to pick an assumption that works for you. You can just prompt ChatGPT, you can just give me more answers, blah blah blah. And yeah, try to find something that something that works for you. All right. Also something that is easy to understand, even if a girl doesn't speak a lot of English. All right. Now, as you see here, and this is, by the way, things that I had issues with when building my stacking routine. This stack starts with what I notice about you is that, okay, this stack starts with you don't look like you're from here, and this stack starts with, by the way, you seem like this, right? It's important that the stacks start with different things, because you don't want to be a fucking clown making 3 fucking assumptions out of nowhere and they look fucking prepared. Let me give you an example, and I made this mistake. All right. So, for example, imagine let's say, imagine your first stack is you have that sweet face, but I feel like you could destroy someone's ego if you wanted. Okay. Now let's assume she just replies to this. Yeah, actually, yes. And that's it. She doesn't like the conversation is not flowing. Then you could go to your second stack. Now, if your second stack starts pretty much the same way, imagine you just said this. You have that sweet face, but I feel like you could destroy someone's ego if you wanted. And then you go, you have that elegant vibe, but you'd probably roast your friends in private. And then she says, yeah, actually, yes. And then you go fucking again. You have that vibe of someone who enjoys silence more than smoke. You look like a fucking try-hard motherfucker, just making 3 fucking assumptions in a row, and it's nothing is is baiting. The fish is not baiting, right? Whereas if you frame the first words differently, they are still assumptions, but you don't look like a weirdo now, right? So in this case, what I noticed about you is that you looked. Then, by the way, you don't look like you are from here. You have this Polish or Hungarian vibe. Well, by the way, thing I said it here, as you said, and it's not good because now my 2 stacks starts with by the way. So basically, I'm saying by the way 2 times in a row. It's not nice. That's why you don't look like you're from here, and then you, by the way, you seem very serious, like a crazy lawyer or an accountant. Again, you can make shit ton of variations of this. Usually, my stacks Here is a assumption of her mood, something that maybe she was doing. Here is assumption of her nationality, and here is assumption of her job. All right, that's why I would recommend you have 3 different stacks, one for each category, or there are also more categories as well that you could include, right? But if you have 3 stacks for the mood or for her vibe, I mean, you're going to be too fucking repetitive, right? That's why you should have stacks of different things. All right. Nice. So now we go into the normal conversation part, which is what we already talked about. And we have it here. All right. By the way, you have to open your own document and just write this and complete this document at the same time that you're watching this module. All right. So you have your script when you finish, right? And then you should have a close, which is basically a way for going for the contact details. Now, there are many ways to go for the contact details. I've tried different ways, but usually I stick to the most simple one. Usually say, look, it was nice to meet you, but I have to go now, meet my friends. The way I say this, by the way, I say I have to go now, instead of maybe you have to go. You shouldn't say you have to go now, or maybe you are busy, because now you're framing it as if you are interrupting her, right? And that shouldn't be the case. So now you're the one ejecting the set. You're the one that has, a nice life, and you need to get things done. You need to meet your friends. So usually what I say is, look, it was nice meeting you, but I have to go now meet my friends. So let's do one thing. I'm going to get your contact details. And by the way, here you can say Instagram, Telegram, WhatsApp, or number in general, depending on your country, depending on what the girls use. And then you just go for the close. So just, what's your number? After you said this. All right. Now, I spoke about this with, I think it was Zach or Sebastian, or maybe Tyler in the yesterday's call. Oh yeah, I think it was Tyler. Yeah, we talked about when to go for the close. We talked about many things, but what I want to include here is sometimes you want to be direct, and in the close you say, "I'm taking you on a date soon." Right? So I've done this many fucking times. So you go for the close. It was nice meeting you. I have to go now meet my friends, but I'm going to take you on a date another time. I can't now, but another time you and we are going on a date. So I'm going to text you. What's your number? Right? This way you are, being fully clear with your intentions, right? And it's also going to reduce some of the time that you spend with some girls that they still give you the Instagram or the contact details, but they were not actually interested. But when you do it like this, you are letting clear your intentions. And if she still gives you the contact details, it's a big step, because she knows what you want the details for, right? Which is taking her on a date. Now, couple of exceptions. This doesn't work as well for younger girls and for virgin style or super feminine like virgin style. All right, I've tried this. Now this works wonders with kind of more Western women or even Eastern European women that are, let's say, 21, 22, that you could probably assume they are not virgins. I'm taking you on a date, or another day we are going on a date. So I'm going to take your WhatsApp. What's your number? This works pretty well. All right. But with younger girls or like virgin energy, sometimes this doesn't work as well in my experience. So just have that in mind. All right. Oh, this is fucking uncomfortable as fuck. So we have already your pre-open to get the attention. We have the open. We have the stack. Well, different stacks. We are going to have the normal conversation and the questions here. Okay, which by the way, the same way we just did with ChatGPT. Just you can have variations of these questions, right? All of this information you are going to reference later when you send her your first message. All right, which we are going to also talk in a couple of minutes what to say to this girl. All right, but yeah, these are just general topics that you can talk about. Here you go for the close, you go for the contact details, and then you just eject the set. Now, important things. How to behave, how to approach the girl, how to open her. Right? That's very, very important. So, if the girl, let's do some fucking example here. Fuck. Okay. So let's see. This is fucking blue, right? With the fucking glasses, I don't see. Yeah, I think this is this. No, this is black and this is blue. So, let's say that the girl it's the black and you are the blue, right? So if the girl is walking in the street, and this is you, usually what I prefer to do, let's say we are just getting closer, I let them pass and then I walk. So if they continue walking that way, I just come and I just stop them here in the front, right? Some people, when the girl is coming, they just stop her here in the front. I personally, what works best for me is I let her pass through me and then I just turn around and I stop her. And you have to do a semicircle approach, okay? Which is called the front stop. I'm sure many of you gentlemen are familiar with this. So basically, if this is the girl here, well, let's do it actually. If this is the girl, and let's do it, and this is you, you basically come from behind, you make a semicircle, and then you end up stopping her here, okay? Just keep in mind the girl is walking to this direction. So now from here, so if you are looking at, let's just keep things simple. If you are looking at her, from here, you're trying to make eye contact with her. Okay, here you are smiling, 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 and here you are, once she's looking at you, so you look at her, you are fucking almost in front of her, but you're not in front yet. She's looking at you, and at that point you smile, and then you just deliver your pre-opener, okay, which is going to be, hi, or hey, excuse me, I hope you speak English, right, whatever it is. You're going to deliver it, and as soon as you have finished delivering that, so basically in this process, here is basically your pre-open. Pre-open. Here is eye contact and smile. This is fucking uncomfortable. Fuck. Eye contact and smile. Let's also do smile. And here it's pre-opener, and as soon as you finish it, you should be in front of her. Right? That's usually what I do. Obviously, if the girl is already static, she's stopped, like in a store or something, or in the middle of the street, you just get in front of her. Like just, you come walking from the front. Hey, excuse me. I hope you speak English. Or whatever you say. All right? You don't need to do this fucking semicircle thing. This is usually what I've done and it has worked the best for me. All right? Now, you need to be commanding with your body language. You should not be... These are small details, gentlemen. When you are just doing this semicircle, you should... I cannot do this example properly now because of the neck thing, but you should not be hiding under or behind your shoulder. Some men just like, hey, excuse me. It's like they are thinking that they are sorry for approaching her, right? You should just fucking go and you be merciless. Like, just assume the girl is going to want to talk to you. All right? Don't be hiding, or don't be like with this, like too much showing interest in this sense, or maybe you are too scared. That's totally fine. we're going to have way more in-depth trainings about this in the next days. But just as a general rule, with open chest, right? When you're open her, just look at her like this. Don't be like this, right? Just be like this. Have eye contact, smile, and then deliver your opener. Now, you can move a little bit your hands. For example, if you say, I saw you walking in the store, and I thought you looked like this, right? Then you can just point at it a little bit, but I would not suggest you look at where you're pointing at. That's some of mistake I consider some day gamers make. They just say, I saw you over there, and they just look at over there, and the girl now is looking at that point as well instead of looking at them. Also, these have some issues, because if you are doing it in the middle of a fucking mall, if you are forcing her to look out of the conversation that you are having with her, it's more likely that she's going to look at the people's faces that are looking at you, and she's going to feel pressured and judged. Therefore, she's going to eject the set pretty fucking soon, and you don't want that. Even if she was attracted, if she feels the pressure is too high, she will probably eject the set too soon. So if you point at one point, which it's not fully needed, by the way, but if you do so, make sure you don't look, because if you look there, the girl will also look, and then it's more likely that she's going to feel judged by the people looking. All right? So yeah, just have a comfortable body language, laid back. All right? Now, when you are talking with her, just have normal body posture. Don't be leaning in. All right? Don't be moving a lot of things. Just be chill. Just fucking breathe. Now, I know this seems easier to say than to do. And I remember my first approaches. I was over smiling. I was kind of leaning towards them. I was a little bit nervous. I was speaking too fucking fast. I was not making pauses. And that's fine. But as long as you're aware of these things and you record your sets, you're going to give your feedback inside of the community as well. And you're going to improve things step by step. All right? So this is what it's called, kind of the side stop / front stop. Again, there are many variations. If it's in a mall, we are going to talk about this in the course, all right? If it's during the night, then you should calibrate and you should smile more, especially if it's like a dark street. Then you should not be as dominant in the first seconds because you could scare the girl, right? If I'm approaching a girl in the middle of the night, I would try to wait a couple of seconds to make sure that she's under a light, like a bright light. So maybe if it's in the metro, I will wait until she's like, or with more people around her, so she feels more safe. And even in that case, I would over smile in the first 5 to 10 seconds because I want her not to perceive me as a threat. That's what you should focus on in the first seconds when approaching girls, especially, if you're wearing black outfits and all of these things. By the way, we're going to talk about styling in the course as well, and grooming and all of these things. But if you go to the gym, if you look broader, maybe you could scare her. Even if you don't look broad, even if you don't go to the gym, at fucking night, dark, you could scare her. So that's why you should over smile, and then you're going to compensate. Once she doesn't feel you're a threat, then you can build more dominance, sexual intensity, all of these things. All right. All right. So that's pretty much the building your script session. And now we have the action steps, which is going to be very important for the next days. Write your script today. All right, can we make this bigger? Well, I think you can see it now. Write your script today. Right, we just gone over writing a script. Obviously, I didn't complete everything. So if I had a chosen script here, then probably some of you could copy it and it will seem very easy. So I want you to create your own script. I just explain all of the reasoning behind it. Doesn't matter if you spend 2, 3, 4 fucking hours creating your script. It's better to to have progression over perfection, but I understand if you take some time to create your script. All right, I took my time to create it, but once you choose a script, stick to that script for the first, let's say, 100 approaches or the next 100 approaches, right? Because again, the purpose of this script is for you to be comfortable with lines and with structures so you can focus on your body language. The reason why I know how to calibrate with girls when it's dark at night, when there is no light, all of these things, and I can focus, okay, yeah, maybe I will wait a couple of more seconds until she's on the light, and then I should smile more. I can focus on these things which are absolutely important because I know what I'm going to say as soon as I stop her, right? But if not, if I was thinking, fuck, what should I say, then it's going to be different, right? You're not going to have that calibration, which is very important, right? Once you have your script written, practice it in front of the mirror, okay? Just focus on your tone and body language, right? So, by the way, I've done this with my wing so many fucking times, especially in the beginning. You can just tell your wing or your friend to, simulate that he's a girl walking, right? And then you just come from here, and then you just do this fucking stop we just explained. From the side, you start looking at the girl from the side. Once you are a little bit over the 90-degree angle, okay, or the 180 angle, however you want to say it, here she already can see you. So here, you start looking at her, eye contact, and here you already start talking with your pre-opener. Hey, excuse me, and then you just stop in front of her. Now you will see, by the way, this is for the next modules. I don't want to overcomplicate this for the first module, right? But some of the girls won't stop. Some people say it's better to walk with them. Some people say it's a bad idea to walk with the girl. I pretty much, if the girl doesn't stop, that's it. I don't like to walk with the girls. Or if I do it for maximum 1 minute, and then I make sure she stops. And if she doesn't, I'm not going to walk with her, just following her. Like, that's not a good idea, at least from my perspective and from my experience. All right. Good. So, practice in front of the mirror, okay, with your tone. So you're going to practice, hey, excuse me, and then you will see, no. Hey, excuse me, and then you will see, hey, excuse me. Or again, I'm saying this excuse me thing, but remember, write your hi, or I hope you speak English, or I hope you speak English. Just try, these things are important. The tonality is very important, all right? So practice it in front of the mirror, looking at your eyes, right? And once you have it in front of the mirror, then just do it walking. You can do it with a friend or alone at home. Also do with the hand, right? When you're approaching and stopping the girl, I didn't mention this because again, this is the first module, but we're going to have this in the next weeks. But usually you want to make a gesture so she stops, right? Some, classic London day game model people like to do the stop. Oh, hey, excuse me, and they just do like that so the girl stops. I personally just like to do like this, right? Like when I'm looking at the girl, fuck my fucking neck. I cannot stand that. But when I'm looking at the girl, so from this position, oh, puta madre. From this position, I'm already extending my hand, right? Now, you don't do like this, full extension. You don't do like this. You can do like a half extension, like this, right? Obviously, a little bit more lower, but I just want you to see it on the camera, all right? Don't worry about these things. I just want to act. Doesn't matter if you've already approached many girls or you're just starting out. Let's get accountable with each other. Let's find beautiful women, all right? So yeah, practice it in front of the mirror with tone and body language, and then you practice it as well walking, all right, at home alone. then go out and test it this week. All right, your new script that you are going to have the same for every girl. Then something that I think that's the way to pronounce his name, Gil or Giel. I think it's Gil. Something that he did these last days. He just went on a session and he took this picture with the circle fingers. So every time you go out for a session, in the beginning of the session, before you do even one approach, just take a picture of you. You can show your like style if you want, your shoes and your jeans or trousers, whatever, where in the place that you are doing the sets, right? So maybe in the mall or in the street, whatever. And this is just to keep you accountable. In the beginning of the session, if you're going to do 1 hour session, 2, 3, 4, 5 fucking hours, just do I'm out now doing some sets or trying to get some girls. Just post a picture like this. Where I'm going to create now, as soon as I finish recording this, I'm going to create another pin post here that is going to call accountability or something, or meeting women accountability or approach accountability, something like that. So here, let's assume this is the accountability post. You're going to come here and in the comments, you're going to post your picture every time. By the way, you can just download the school app on your phone and it's going to be so fucking easier from there. Just take a picture. It takes 1 fucking second. All right. And that's it. So that's the first step. You take the circle fingers photo as a proof and you just automatically post it in the thread saying going out now, and you post the photo. Okay. Now, as soon as you finish your session, you can edit your own post or your own comment, right? Like with here, you can just edit, or you can just reply to your own photo, right? So here you just reply to your own photo, and that's it. And then you add your feedback, what you believe happened this session, how could you improve? You add how many approaches you did, how many girls you saw. If you don't approach any girl, doesn't matter. I mean, obviously you want to approach girls, but it's better to build a system that lasts long rather than not to build a system because you want it to be perfect. So if you say, fuck, but I didn't approach a girl, I don't want to feel like a pussy, and if you don't post, that's way worse than literally going out and saying, I approached 0 girls. That's way better. Just be fucking honest, right? That's the best thing here. So that's the way we are going to, all of us, improve. And by the way, I'm going to be also, as soon as this is over, because I'm still active day gaming, I'm approaching girls, I'm also meeting them through other sources. So let's keep ourselves accountable in this post. All right? So you just comment within, like in the thread of your photo, your results, how many girls, how many contact details, how many leads you've gotten. All right? That's for accountability. Now, as soon as you get a contact detail, and you're talking with a girl, other thing you can do is just post it here as in lady pics, right? So if we come here to lady pics, for example, the other day I got this girl, right? So I just made, you can do this on an iPhone, by the way. You just do a screenshot and then just with drawing, just it takes 1.5 seconds. Just cover her eyes a little bit so the identity is not fully revealed. That's also a picture of her body. And yeah, this way, every time you're getting a lead, you're going to post it on the group as well, and it's going to inspire other members, which is very important because that's the purpose of this, right? For all of us to get more higher quality, more beautiful women, and we are going to share our mistakes. I'm still making mistakes to this day, right? Obviously, I've made so many mistakes that I have kind of my document of mistakes each time is bigger, right? And I'm not committing the same mistakes every time, obviously, right? But it's going to be the same for you. So just post the leads you're getting. If you don't get any leads, still okay. Just let's continue. Let's get those numbers. All right. And this way is going to keep us motivated, each of us, with the girls we are getting, all of these things. All right. Other thing important, very, very important, comment on other members' posts. Let's just support each other, gentlemen. All right. If you can record, oh, by the way, we are going to listen to some of my recordings now, by the way. Record your set if possible. All right. I usually do with Apple Watch. I have the Apple Watch. You don't need to spend much money on this, but I have the Apple Watch. What's the model? SE 2022, I think, which is, I think, the second gen, maybe. I bought this, I don't remember, maybe like $200. No, actually, yeah, around $200, and that automatically connects with your iPhone. And it's very, very convenient. You just record in the voice memos app on the Apple Watch, and you don't need to connect all of the data manually. It automatically, you have all of the recordings on your MacBook or on your iPhone automatically, right? Some people buy some microphones, but then you have to take all of that archives, and then you have to go on the laptop and move it, and so you can hear them. It's not so convenient, right? This is very, very convenient, and it's not much money. I'm sure on Android there are many options, many smartwatches that they have this function. All right. So now, once you are doing these things, bring your questions and experiences to the live call, the same as we had yesterday, with Tyler, with Zach, with Sebastian in our first call, and we are going to review your recordings. Any questions you have, me and members of the circle are for sure more than happy, each of us, just to support each other in this journey, right, of getting more beautiful women. So yeah, the thing is, if you are not going out and you are not approaching girls, either on night game or day game or online even, and you're not getting those numbers, those conversations, you are not going to make the most out of the community, because making the most out of something happens when you're struggling with something, right? And if you're not struggling because you're not taking action, then you're not going to, make many mistakes. Therefore, it's harder to learn if you're not taking action, right? This is obviously nothing new. You already know these things. So, yeah, do all of these things and bring your questions and experiences to the live call. And before I forget, let's listen to some of my recordings. So gentlemen, that when I'm telling you that I say the exact same thing to every fucking girl, you're going to see this, okay? It's true. So let's actually go to my first ever recordings, which, by the way, here, it's not going to be, I haven't listened to these recordings pretty much never, right? So it's going to be reacting live. Hopefully I don't say my name in the beginning and I have to edit this out. And probably the tonality and vocal tone in this initial approach isn't going to be the best, but we will see. Let's see if this is English or...
Oh, no, che shit.
All right.
Oh, no, che shit.
So basically I started recording because I forgot to start earlier in this one. By. Okay. I hope you speak English. Okay, that's sometimes I didn't deliver the pre-opener correctly, and sometimes again the girls are with the headset, right? So maybe you have to do it twice. That's still okay, but you have to make sure you get her attention before you deliver your compliment. I hope you speak English.
Yeah.
I saw you walking by. I thought you looked absolutely adorable.
Thank you.
I want to tell you. All right, as you can see, it's always the same. These were my first approaches here, so I don't think I was stuck in that much here. Let's see. What's her name? Exactly, I was just asking for their name. All right, and then I was having some issues with someone, so let's just go. Oh, here we have a date.
like the whole morning. It's awful. I'm like,
Where did you go? Like what club or what place?
we went to the ruins.
I think I fucked this girl. Yeah, I fucking heard her. That's it. That's a date recording. Interesting. So let's continue. Bye. I think you look absolutely adorable. I have to tell
Thank you so much.
You seem like
Oh,
there you go. As you can see, always the same.
Oh,
Very relaxed. You seem very relaxed.
Sorry?
Very chilled. Very calm
Oh,
down.
yes, I am.
Yeah, if they don't understand it, sometimes just come up with synonyms, right? Very relaxed, very calm down. As if you were coming from yoga. Again, fucking always the same. Or from smoking weed, like very relaxing something. Right? Let's just. Yeah. This, if it's 1 minute, probably not interested. Let's see. A little bit of English. Oh, this one speak Ukrainian. You're from Ukraine. I went to Lviv, but a little bit of English. She was already leaving. A little bit of English. She was having like confused face. That was not ideal from me, by the way. I'm still making mistakes, you know. And this was more than 1 year ago. Let's see this one. I thought you looked absolutely adorable. I want to tell you.
Thank you.
You seem like very relaxing,
Thank you.
as if you were coming from a yoga session or from smoking weed or
No,
like something.
no.
Again, I'm just focusing on the non-verbal things here because once I've said the same exact things so many fucking times, that's usually when you know these sets go well. It's because my smile is on point, my eye contact is on point after having so many approaches, right? And after having the exact same script. Let's see. This one. Oh, this is a date. So these are very important. My fucking hair. Okay, I think this was Budapest. I fucked this girl, it was 26th. And then I fucked this other one. It was on the 20th. Yeah, and I fucked 2 more in 10 days. I fucked 4 girls in 10 days there. Yeah, but I think this girl I fucked. Yeah, there you go. I have to go over this again for the full course as well. But yeah, I don't want to keep you just watching this all over again. I think the most important thing is just take action, gentlemen. We've covered very important thing today. Well, many important things. So yeah, action steps, accountability. Just write your script today, practice in front of the mirror, then practice walking as well. Go out and test it this week. Post it on the even if it's taking some time for you to, you know, adequate this script to your current approaching structure. Maybe you have already a script and it's working well for you. Then you don't need to change it, but I would suggest you have a clear structure that you use for most of the girls. So that's obviously way more scalable, and you can focus on your body language and your non-verbals, right? Even if that's your case and you're not going to make a lot of changes to your actual script, still post in the community for accountability. We are a group of men. We are trying to change our lives together. So hope you found this first video useful, gentlemen. Let me know if you have any questions, and have a lovely day. Take care.